Welcome back to Breakfast Television, coast to coast here in Canada, 3 wide here on the desk. Good to see you. From a Rose Reisman segment to the grilling of Donald Trump that's taken place in a courtroom in New York City. So here's the deal. Today, closing arguments begin in Trump's hush money trial. It's been 4 weeks of testimony that CNN has hilariously been dictating back to us live on air. I can't believe some of the stuff that made it to broadcast television, but it is a trial, and you got to report on it.
Has he been staying awake? 'Cause I remember at the beginning, he was falling asleep all the time.
I don't think he has, Tam.
Jury selection, he was falling asleep, but I feel like now he's awake because this is the sparks. Sparks are flying. So.
Yeah, he'll be up for this.
Yeah.
Trump is charged with falsifying many documents, 34 to be precise, including payments to an adult film star ahead of the 2016 presidential election. I really feel like they're going to come back with a guilty verdict here. Like the case seems airtight. Look, I'm not in the courtroom every day, neither are we, but there seems like a lot of evidence to suggest he was doing it. So, like, I'm not shocked if it comes back guilty. My question to the table here is, what happens then?
Well, we've heard that jail time is not likely at all in this case. It's something that's like a nonviolent offense. It's a first criminal offense, first of several other indictments that are happening criminally. So, and it's the U.S. president. Former U.S. president, he's not going to jail anytime soon. So what happens is, how does this impact and affect his election campaign? Are there people who love him who will be like, ooh, now he's been convicted of something? Or do they really care?
Where do you think that goes, Mayor?
Well, does this not just make way for the next trial that he might have to be involved in? I mean, there are other things at play here. I mean, they can't all happen at the same time. So I sort of, as we talked before, I mean, this trial seems to be very distractive and really about stuff that, I mean, fundamentally, there are worse things that have happened.
I'm with you.
So it feels like, let's get this done so that, potentially we can move on to something that has way more of an impact on potentially him becoming the president once again.
But to that point, I don't think the other two trials for the insurrection of January 6th and for the attempt in Georgia to turn that election over, I don't think they're going to get it done close to in time for this election on November the 5th. It's not going to happen. So I think that, to me, that's the main significance with this. This is where...
This is the one that's going to happen before.
This is still going to be a former sitting president potentially charged with a criminal offense. Like, that does carry some water, regardless of what you think of the actual case in play here, and I do agree with you. But we'll see. We'll see where this goes. Closing arguments start today. Over the weekend, though, he has been allowed to campaign here and there. Trump was at a Libertarian convention over the weekend. And Tam, in 30 seconds, how would you define the Libertarian Party in the United States of America?
So
is it NDP-ish?
No. So I think what it is, people confuse libertarian and liberal. And it's different in the sense that libertarian is very much, they want to be free of government, really. They want to be free to do what they want to do. It's all about liberty in this case, not liberalism, if that makes sense.
It does. For sure.
So, I was surprised. I thought they would be more on board with Donald Trump.
Well, let's lay it out here. Someone in Trump's camp over the weekend thought it was a good idea to go to this convention. It didn't go well.
Now I think you should nominate me or at least vote for me, and we should win together. You heard those words. Nominate me or vote. Vote for me. Because the Libertarians want to vote for me, and most of them will. And it's very important.
He hung in there. Didn't walk off.
No, he didn't. But I honestly don't think that faces him. I really don't. I don't think people's reaction to him faces him. Because people's reaction to him are so strong, always, everywhere. And obviously, he has a massive ego, but I don't think it's going to be damaged by a few boos, or quite a few boos, for a consistent period of time. I don't think so.
I thought he was more sensitive than that. I thought he'd walk off facing something like that, which he rarely faces. And I was surprised.
Yeah.
I was surprised. Do we have time for the dancing viz from the
we
Bronx?
must have time for dancing viz. We have to have time.
He's also dancing again. Take a look at this. We can narrate over this. And here he goes.
I don't want to narrate over this.
Here he goes. That is called, what is that, the Icky Shuffle, going back to NFL days?
I mean, that's the thing that should be booed. The audiences were confused. Like, what? It's like, you can't get worse than that.
And that is your Trump update. More BT coming up after this.